All right, who's ready to talk low carb desserts? There's nothing better than being on a diet and not having to sacrifice your sweet treats. And guess what? You don't. I have sat down and made a list of low carb dessert options that you guys can take and run with, because I know that sometimes when the craving hits or when you want dessert, you have to have it. And you shouldn't deprive yourself, because I think if you're gonna make low carb living a lifestyle, you need to have your options. So today's video is all about low carb dessert options. This is the next episode in my series. I've been doing breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, drinks. So this is just the next episode. So I hope you guys are gonna enjoy this one. If you're new here, my name is Kathleen Hart, and this is the Little Piece of Heart channel, and we talk everything low carb here. So if you're interested in low carb living and low carb tips, and especially low carb desserts, you better subscribe. But let's get on into it, because I kind of have a list. I'm looking at it right now. It's a couple things. So I wanna get right on into it because it's desserts. I want you guys to have your dessert options. So let's start with the fact that it's November and we're into the holidays, and this is when the temptation is going to hit. So you have to be prepared. You have to have the right mindset, and you need to be prepared. There's going to be temptation. It's coming. But think about it this way. If you are traditional, where you have one Thanksgiving and maybe you go to 2 or 3 different Christmases celebrations, or Hanukkah, however you celebrate your holiday, there might be only a handful, maybe 5 times when you're getting together with family. I know that's not for everyone, but typically 5 times. So in the course of like a 2-month period, that's 60 days where 5 days you're going to be tempted. You can do it. Think about it in the grand scheme of things. You can be prepared for those 5-ish dinners, get-togethers, and stick to your goals. This isn't a time where you are gonna have to go off the rails because it's the holidays. I used to think that all the time, but if you go in prepared, you got this. So the first thing we're gonna talk about, since it is the holidays, is peanut brittle. I know you probably didn't think I was going there first, but I am going there, because peanut brittle is one of those things where you can make it ahead of time, you can make a lot of it ahead of time, and you can keep it well, it keeps very well, and you can take it with you places. You could take it as a gift. You could also take it with you so you stay on track. So that is super important in this time of year when you have these temptations upon you. I have an amazing recipe that I worked on tirelessly to get perfect for a low carb peanut brittle, and I must say I absolutely love it. It's dangerous. It is dangerous because you will want to eat a lot of it, but it's still keeping you on track. So I would highly recommend whipping up a batch of that. Like I said, take it with you as a gift, package it up really nicely in like cellophane little bags. Oh my gosh, it's super cute. Or keep it in a Tupperware for yourself for when the craving hits at night, because there's nothing better than crunchy peanut brittle and like that sweet and salty texture. That will satisfy majority of my cravings. So since we're talking about peanut brittle and it's kind of like break it apart and its pieces, I just recently posted a video for the cold version of like a brittle, which is my yogurt bark. This is so easy, and it can be as low carb as you want it. So you can tailor it to your flavor palette, what flavors you have and like on hand. It's amazing, but it's basically frozen yogurt and you add your toppings. This to me is perfection because it can be any flavor that you're craving. I recently did in my video a cherry almond chocolate version, but you could do a vanilla coconut chocolate strawberry. You could do anything you want, and that's the cool part. If you are having berries, you could add berries to this, raspberries, blueberries into your yogurt and then freeze it. It's just perfect. And I'm getting excited and my mouth is watering because I'm so excited to pump this information into you guys, to tell you that you don't have to think you're on a diet. Instead, make this a lifestyle. You can do it. You can so do it. The yogurt bark has saved me many times from after dinner wanting something sweet. If I wanted ice cream, or if I wanted like a ice pop or something, the yogurt bark satisfies that craving because it's cold and it's fruity. So I would highly recommend making a batch of that, just seeing if you like it, and run with it. Run with the flavors that you want and like. It's whatever you want and desire. It's awesome. It's really, really good. So I know I just mentioned ice cream. I absolutely love the Rebel ice cream. Do I think it's overpriced? Yes, because I eat it so fast. It wouldn't be overpriced if I ate it slower, but it is a little bit expensive, but I feel for a low carb ice cream, it's so worth it. If the craving hits and you want ice cream, having this in the freezer, I mean, there's nothing better, nothing better. I would highly recommend looking into that and seeing if your store has it. They came out with a bunch of new flavors a couple months ago. My store still has not gotten the new flavors, which I'm a little bit upset about, but what are you gonna do? I have found this ice cream at Giant only. Have not found it anywhere else. And I have a lot of stores around me, like different options, and I have not found it anywhere else yet because I'm still looking for those new flavors. But if you're looking for an ice cream, try it out. Every single flavor that I have tried, I have liked. Every single one has been spot on. The texture is good, the flavor is good, it doesn't taste fake, it doesn't taste chalky, none of that. It tastes creamy, good amount of toppings. Like the cookie dough has a decent amount of cookie dough in the ice cream. It's not like one piece per pint. So that's an ice cream option. If you're looking for it, that's my #1 go-to now. I don't even think I have another second to recommend. I just love the Rebel ice cream. So another thing that I bet you might have even forgot about, because it's kind of like a 90s thing, but what about Jello? What about Jello? What about sugar-free Jello? It's so easy to make it. It's so cheap to buy. I always have it in the house. I don't even know why. I just always buy it. I rarely actually make it anymore, but I always have it somewhere. So if you're looking for just something, if you're one of those people that you're not necessarily craving something after dinner, but you know you're gonna want something like a sweet treat, make a batch of Jello, top it with some whipped cream, and you have like a low calorie, low carb, just sweet treat to have at the end of the night. I think that's amazing, especially if you're the one hosting a get together, making a whole batch of Jello. People love having their own little handheld dessert. Kids love it. Jello jigglers, did we forget about those? I didn't. You can make them with cookie cutters and just make so many cool things. And then serve it with the whipped cream, which is also low carb. That to me is so good, especially if you're one of those people who gravitates towards fruit and things like that. I would definitely stock up on some sugar-free Jello. Just make sure you're grabbing the sugar-free. Same thing goes for those sugar-free puddings. If you're a pudding person, do it. Do it. Just do it. So I would highly recommend that if you're looking for just something, but you don't really know what you're craving, because I do that sometimes where I know I'm gonna want something, I just don't know what. Jello or pudding always hits the spot for me, always. So let's talk 2 last things. I'm gonna stop the list here because I don't want this video to go on too long, but I have 2 more things, and then if you wanna see a part 2 where you see more of my ideas, let me know down in the comments, because I can talk about food and desserts and everything all day long, all day long. So, cookies. Who doesn't love cookies? And who thinks that on a low carb diet you have to give up cookies? You don't. You definitely don't. I have a recipe on my channel for peanut butter cookies. This recipe is amazing because the texture of the cookie is like a normal cookie. So it's amazing. You're not really missing out on anything. And I think that is one of the most important things when it comes to baked goods and low carb. The peanut butter cookie recipe, I originally made it, I believe, with Skippy peanut butter, and I get a lot of kind of like negative comments because of that. Use whatever peanut butter you like. Since then, I have used natural peanut butter and it's worked fine. I might have to add a little bit of like almond flour in with it just to kind of break up the oil, but you gotta play around with it. That's what's so fun about cooking, guys. Just because you don't like the peanut butter I'm using doesn't mean the recipe isn't bomb. So that's what I mean too. When you're looking at my recipes, don't think like, oh, I have to use exactly what she's using. I used to think that too when I was cooking years ago, like before I started experimenting in the kitchen. Take my ingredients and measurements and like make them into your own. Take what you have in your pantry and make them into your own recipe. Like make it your own. That's what's so fun about cooking, and that's what I think people need to do more of, is just be more creative and be more willing to try new things. So definitely check out that peanut butter cookie recipe. While I'm on the subject of cookies, I have made a lot of different cookies from other people. people's recipes. I find it hard to like them because I'm not a huge fan of Swerve. Ooh, I know. I just don't like Swerve, and that's what the majority of people's dessert cookie recipes have in them, is a lot of Swerve. So to me personally, this is just my opinion, I would rather have some of the other options that I've already listed. I'd rather have the peanut brittle. I'd rather have Jello, to be honest. I'd rather have the yogurt bark, or even the Rebel ice cream. I would just rather have those things than cook with a cookie recipe that has 2 and 3 cups of Swerve in it. I don't know. I don't like the cooling effect that it leaves on my mouth. I just haven't found a really, really good solid cookie recipe from someone else that I can even recommend. I just haven't liked it. I've tried to like it. I really have, guys. I really, really have. But I just don't have any right now. So for right now, I know my cookie recipe for the peanut butter cookies uses Truvia. Truvia, just on my palate, is what tastes the best and the most like regular, I don't want to say regular sugar because I don't really like the taste of regular sugar, but it just makes for the best cookie in my opinion. So for right now, that's all I have for you for cookies, but definitely go on Pinterest, try out some of the recipes yourself from other people. I mean, there's so many out there. Just type in low carb cookie. You will have millions and millions of things come up. But now that we've tackled all of those things, the last thing we're going to tackle is cake. Cake. Have I made other people's cakes that are low carb? Yes. Does it still have the same issue with the Swerve, other alternative sugar issues that I have? Yes. And a lot of those recipes, to me, are complicated. I don't need things that are complicated. I like very simple things. I like easy cooking. I like simple cooking. I like minimal ingredients. I don't like spending a ton of money on one recipe. What do I think is the way to solve all those problems? You make yourself a mug cake. Mug cakes are amazing because they are a 1 serving, maybe 2, but 1 serving cake made in a mug in your microwave. Not only are mug cakes delicious, but you whip them up quickly. They're cooked in the microwave. Some people hate microwaves. I don't. I think why not use it? I have one. I'm gonna use it. But I just love mug cakes. I actually have 2 mug cakes that are really popular on my blog and my channel. So the first one is a pumpkin pie mousse. It's literally like you took the inside of a pumpkin pie and you have it in a mug. It's so, so good. That will definitely satisfy your pumpkin pie craving, definitely around this time of the year. And then I also have a peanut butter mug cake recipe, which is to die for. It's so good. It is so, so good. And it hits the spot for like that cake texture as well. So the peanut butter mug cake, I would definitely say, is more like a cake texture. And what I like to do is bake it in the mug, take it out, run a knife along the mug, take it out, cut it, and put whipped cream on it as like a cake. Like you could actually layer it like a cake. Oh my gosh. So, so good. And actually, if you go to the video on YouTube, which I will link down below for both of those, but on the peanut butter mug cake recipe, people comment and they leave their suggestions for how to make the recipe even better. Like I know some people have added some sugar-free chocolate chips to it. They've added like a drizzle, like some kind of chocolate drizzle. They've done like a cream cheese icing. Like go read those comments. Like people are so awesome and creative. That's why this community is so amazing, because we're sharing recipes, we're sharing our ideas, we're sharing what works on our low carb diet, and I just love it here. So I'm so thankful for all of you guys. I know it's not Thanksgiving yet, but I just want to say I'm very thankful for everyone who has supported me on my channel, who leaves positive comments, and who just watches my videos and gives thumbs up. It's like, thank you so much. I really appreciate you, and that's why I'm here still trying to crank out as many videos as I can and just kind of help you guys along on your low carb journey, because I'm gonna be right back there soon anyway. So you know that I'm pregnant. I am, you know, definitely going to go back to low carb when I'm ready to lose the baby weight, but that's a few months away now. But I'm still here giving you my ideas, and these are the kind of videos that I think are really gonna help out anyone who's kind of struggling and who's looking for a little bit of inspiration and some spark and just some new ideas. So if you guys like these videos, definitely give me a thumbs up. Check out the other ones in my series, and I will see you guys really soon with a new video. But until then, I hope you have a wonderful day, an awesome week, and I will see you guys really soon. But till next time, bye guys.